Remember he's been a wide receiver most of his football career as a young man growing up, and in college, and then now he's got the opportunity to play running back, and he's just got to continue to grow into it.
It's not any different than when we're out here today, and how we've been out here. We get some really good work in, and we take care of each other, and it's because we respect each other. So it's no different when the Giants come in here. They're our guests, and we want to make sure that we work hard, and we compete against each other, but we're always going to be taking care of each other and making sure that it's a safe, controlled environment.
I've never been to a joint practice before. I'm looking forward to it, but I think that's understood when you come together as a team, that you're going to practice a certain way and be smart and take care of one another. So I certainly expect them to do that.
Daniel Jones there with the Giants. Tomorrow's preseason game on NFL Network is Patriots-Eagles. Wide receiver Jalen Reagor, we talked about this earlier. This crazy catch he had at camp yesterday.
It's got OBJ-like skills right there.
Jalen, I wouldn't. That's Sean O'Hara's voice saying that. Eagles fans, that is Giants Super Bowl champion Sean O'Hara. He's got a lot to prove, of course, to Philly fans this season. And they all seem to remember he was drafted one pick ahead of Justin Jefferson. The comp game. Guys, which player do you think has the most pressure to beat out the we could have drafted Trubisky, Deshaun Watson, this guy situation in 2021, Triggs?
Yeah, I don't know many fan bases that are more in on their quarterback than the Miami Dolphins fans are in on Tua. They are supportive of Tua. Yes. They will roll with Tua, and they are ready to show the rest of the doubters that Tua is the guy. And I almost wonder if some of that is because of Tua, but also because, gosh, the pick after Tua was Justin Herbert, who is appearing to be one of the next great NFL quarterbacks right out of the gate. Tua over Herbert might end up being one of those decisions that we look back on and say, you took Trubisky over this? I'm not putting that out there to be negative. I'm just saying that is how good Herbert was in year one and how far Tua has to come in year two to get to that level. So, Dolphins fans, as supportive there were good signs. Last year, against Herbert, Tua played really well. Against Arizona and Kyler Murray, Tua played really well. Tua had some really good moments, and we know the uphill battle that he had last year. Coming in off the major injury, coming in off a summer where he did not have a preseason game, coming off a situation where it was a global pandemic when he was drafted. Let's give Tua a shot in year two before we start pulling the I can't believe you drafted him over him card. And yet, if Herbert takes the leap that I think we all expect to be making, this could be one of those that we talk about for 20 years, that they had a chance at Herbert and they went with Tua instead.
Dolphins fans like Tua more than Chiefs fans like Mahomes.
They
love him. Good for them.
Loyal.
Yeah. And by the way, Trubisky's going to burn Soldier Field down this weekend. You just watch.
Bills
keep making
Bears.
Bills, Bears.
Yeah.
There could be a dynamic where it's back and forth Trubisky and Fields at Soldier Field. It's so wild because Mitch Trubisky's on the Bills now, if you didn't know. All right.
$44. You can buy a ticket.
$44. Come on now. It's Trubisky alone is worth that. The Raiders, you go to the Nashville draft in 2019. You're flush. You got 3 first-round picks. It's Gruden. It's Mayock. One of those picks is number 4 overall. You have your pick of anybody except for 3 players. You can take anybody you want. You do this.
The Oakland Raiders select Clelin Ferrell, defensive end, Clemson.
Well, this might be a surprise to a lot of people, not see Clelin Ferrell going this high, but he's a very productive football player, a power rusher, plenty of effort.
Okay, a couple things there. Now it's the Las Vegas Raiders. Now it's Clelin Ferrell. And that was Daniel Jeremiah. Like, he is the nicest guy in the world. That is him, like, flipping a table and being like, what the hell just happened? Yeah. That was him being very polite about it. Clelin Ferrell. And, we can look at players who were drafted after. It's that player, the next pick that really... You don't want to know. You know who the next pick was after Clelin Ferrell? Devin White to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who looks like Mike Singletary meets Lawrence Taylor. And here's the deal. Clelin Ferrell, it's not your fault, of course. We're happy for you. You didn't draft yourself. Go win a Super Bowl. Mike Mayock is on record as saying he doesn't care what anyone thinks. Peter, he told you that on live TV. I don't care about the mocks. I don't care about you. And I respect that. This guy's got to start making some plays because I don't care if Devin White was drafted after him. He hasn't had half the production of Josh Allen, and I'm talking about the Jaguars' Josh Allen. It just hasn't been there. Number 4 pick. No one liked it at the time. Sometimes those people you don't care about are right. Clelin Ferrell, nice person, pretty good player. Number 4 pick. You got to be Warren Sapp, and we're not even close.
I just love
gotta do it.
Those producers back there in the truck with the control, and they've got everything laid out, all the graphics for the next 5 guys that could possibly be drafted. I bet they were like, where's the Clelin Ferrell full screen?
You're right.
Where do we get that? And everyone's running around with their hair on fire. This is really fun. I would say to your thing, just before Sean, you go, when do the Joe Burrow rumblings start to happen?
About Herbert?
Yeah. We'll see. I'm just saying, if Joe Burrow, and granted he was injured last year and he looked good, if he doesn't take a step forward this year and Justin Herbert again comes in and crushes it and maybe wills his team into the playoffs, I do think that this could eventually be. I don't want to see this happen. I'm saying it's too early to happen, but it's not in full. He was awesome before the injury, but if he doesn't take a step up, I think we will start hearing rumblings about this if Herbert keeps crushing it. That's how good Herbert could be and how much hype he has.
Also, Herbert might struggle a little bit in the second year. I know that no one says that. He might. And maybe Burrow jumps ahead of him. We'll see. That class is going to be fascinating to track.
If you were to give one reason why Herbert would struggle, would it be just Brandon Staley, defensive-minded coach, different system? Like, Never
played a true road game before, ever? Never been in an Arrowhead when it's a capacity, never done any of that. It was a weird year last year.
It's a brand new offense, and he's got 3 new starters up front. He's got a brand new center, Corey Linsley, which will help, but they've got this young tackle, Rashawn Slater. It could take some time for him to adjust. Linsley's the center. I think the sophomore slump can be real for quarterbacks, too, no doubt about it. I think the words that come to mind, Kyle, when you're talking about the Raiders, was that good pass rushers are hard to find.
They had a really good one.
That came either. Let's go to the Patriots. Everybody knows about the Brady Six and all the players and the quarterbacks that were drafted before.
Giovanni Camazzi.
How about N'Keal Harry?
Spurgeon Winfield.
For those of you that remember, N'Keal Harry was the 32nd overall pick in the 2019 draft. And for a long time, Tom Brady and the Patriots were like, hey, can we get a first-round wide receiver? Like, why are we always scraping the bottom of the barrel? Well, they got him. They got him in 2019. You go back and look at that draft, Kyle. Let's take a look at what receivers were taken after N'Keal Harry.
This is a brutal list.
Here we go. Got taken after.
Patriots fan right now. Look, N'Keal Harry, a good player. Last year, obviously, with Cam Newton and the different offense, things got a little bit tough.
Name some of the guys.
Who was taken after?
All right, here's some of the players. Look, N'Keal Harry, 32nd overall.
All right.
36th overall, Deebo Samuel.
Okay, Deebo looks good.
Pretty good player after the catch. He runs a little angry. How about A.J. Brown with the 51st pick?
Woo!
A.J. Brown, he's washboard abs.
Love A.J.
Like that kind of thing.
There's one more, though, isn't
Andy Isabella, Paris Campbell went there, Nicole Harbin.
Who's the big one?
Out of UMass? Come on, what's that?
64th pick overall.
Who?
D.K. Metcalf. Patriots could have had him at 32nd.
All right.
Hindsight's 2020. All right, more Good Morning Football. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you said Isabella. The one that kills Cardinals fans is that they traded Josh Rosen for a second-round pick, and a pick before DK Metcalf, they took Andy Isabella. And it's like one of those, you got the pick, and you did everything right, and you maneuvered it. And then Andy Isabella, who might not make the team this year, is the guy, while DK Metcalf is terrorizing.
A lot of people passed on DK. It wasn't just them. For some reason, his hips were too high coming out of his brakes. Are you kidding me?
UMass.
Yeah.
UMass is right. All right. Mahomes and Brady were the talk of the